What is going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome. This is, of course, the Pig Trail Network. I am the creator of the PTN, Tyzilla83, and I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the content. As always, if you would at the end of the video, like, comment down below, share the content. Of course, share the content. If you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button down below. I'm in Fayetteville quite a bit. I'm up and down Dixon Street quite a bit. And I talk with a lot of Razorback fans. And I also receive, every once in a while, through Facebook DMs, Twitter DMs, comments down below some of these videos, and then every once in a while emails. I get a little bit of feedback and questions from people. And the most common question that I'm getting right now is, should Arkansas go ahead and part ways with Bret Bielema just to be the next person in line, to be able to aggressively find the next head coach, especially since this Jim McElwain stuff went down. I had an email directly asking me about that said, do you think that with that going down at Florida, with them getting the chance to fire Jim McElwain, not having to pay his buyout, does that add pressure to Arkansas's coaching search, and should they speed things up? And my answer is yes and yes. Yes to both those, and yes to number one, because anybody firing and hiring a coach, whether it's football, basketball, or baseball, it's going to affect the rest of the conference, or especially the teams that are in the same boat looking for another head coach. It's going to affect you in some way or another. And why I think the Florida job especially affects Arkansas is because it's another name in the hat. It's a job. I did not think they would part ways with Jim McElwain this year. I didn't. I thought this year they're gonna get it together. He's a good coach. Their defense, we know they're them and LSU are DB University. Like, they're just it's just a program you expect to bounce back. And I actually, if I remember right, I had them finishing top 2 in the SEC East with something like a 10-2, 9-3 record. I didn't think they would be in the situation that they're in. And I don't think anyone did, really. And I don't think Florida would have had Jim McElwain not what he did. He claimed that he was receiving death threats. Apparently he broke something in his contract, some form of a morality clause or something, and so Florida was able to fire him and not have to pay his buyout. So obviously they did that, and that's what happened. It does affect Arkansas, and should Arkansas speed things up, what does it hurt? What are you playing for the rest of this season? I know that Jeff Long, who is around the players probably quite a bit, he knows the players love Bret Bielema. Jeff Long is probably pretty aware of how fans feel about Bret Bielema, but he's also pretty well aware of how the players feel about Bret Bielema. I think what he's going to want to do is what's in the best interest of those players. So I'm giving you the why I don't think anything happens no matter what. And then I'll give you another scenario. I could see Bret Bielema getting fired if they play an ugly game against Coastal Carolina, who, by the way, they put up a lot of yards per game. They're pretty good on offense. And this could be a close game. I don't think it will be. I've got Arkansas by 20 points. But if it's a close game, and then you lose your next 2 conference games, then I could see something happening at that point. So I don't think it's out of the question. Now, if you're asking me, should Bret Bielema, which is what he was asking in this email, should they just go ahead and cut ties? Yes. 110%. Yes. Because it's not only a matter of the amount of schools in the SEC. Think of the other Power 5 conferences. There's going to be some other jobs opening up. That many more names that you'd like to get ahead of and go ahead and start a dialogue with the next possible head coach, whoever they are, as soon as possible. So you start communication with them as soon as possible. Jeff Long, regardless of what you think of how his hirings have gone, you have to admit the guys that he brought in at the time, no one would have thought in 100 years they would wind up at Arkansas, and they did. Bob Petrino, the first one, and then obviously Mike Anderson, pulling him from Mizzou, a place where he was having a lot of success. Although it wasn't completely, I think a lot of people realized too, he's got a lot of ties here. It wasn't an impossible pull, but he still was able to bring Mike Anderson in. And he was able to bring Bret Bielema in, who at the time was regarded as a top 5, top 8 coach in all of college football and was having tremendous success at Wisconsin. So, yeah, I think, yes. Yes, that would be my answer to the question. Do it now. Cut the head off the snake. But it won't happen. I think the odds of that happening are very, very, very slim. And one could even argue that he may not do anything this year simply because of the amount of schools in the SEC alone. Just in the SEC West alone, you've got a lot of competition. That's, and then you look at the East and the other Power 5 conferences. There may be more jobs than there are marquee, big-name head coaches out there or suitable coaches. So, sorry, my beanie gets a little itchy and I have to scratch and reposition my hat. I'm sorry. There's another thing that we haven't even addressed, that we haven't even talked about, and that's early signing day period. Now we have 2 signing day periods. We used to only have one, at least as far as I can remember. We only ever had one. That, first week of February. Now you have 2. December 20th, starting this year through the 22nd, you now have your first official signing day period. Yes, that's going to play a role, not just at Arkansas with Jeff Long, but at every school in their decision as to whether or not, when, and how soon or how late they want to terminate. If they want to do that. Again, assuming Arkansas wants to go that direction and fire Bret Bielema, when do you do it? If he's already made up his mind, if Jeff Long has already decided, we're going to go another route, 6-6, I don't care. If we make a bowl game, that's just not good enough, which it's not. Even if they find a way to win 7, that cannot be your ceiling. Again, I'm in Jeff Long's head, and I need to make a change. I need to do it now. These kids that are committed, maybe they'll fit within the system of this next head coach that I'm really interested in over at, I don't know, Memphis or SMU or NC State, Iowa State, whatever. Maybe they'll fit their offense, maybe not. But I need to. Only one way to find out. So, yeah. Tell me what you guys think down below. What do you think? Should they go ahead and fire him now, no matter what, no matter how much they beat Coastal Carolina by? Should they just go ahead and fire him, or should they wait it out? And what do you think Jeff Long does? Do you think he fires Bret at all? I'm curious what you guys think. Anyways, thank you guys so much. You know what to do. Like, comment, share the content. Yeah. And, of course, if you haven't already, feel free to tap that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until next video.